couple of Warriors runs put this game out of reach. The Pacers had it tied at 65 midway through the third quarter, but end of third, early fourth, 14 straight Golden State points. And honestly, the Warriors did not look back throughout a 39-point fourth quarter. A close game turns into a not so close one. 114-83, Golden State over Indiana. You are watching the Andy Moore Automotive Pacers live post-game show from the Chase Center. 2 games into this 4-game Western Conference road trip. My name is Jeremiah Johnson. Eddie Gill is with me. Eddie, I don't even know how to do a losing post-game show in this building. The Pacers had won their first 6 games in the Chase Center against the Warriors. They looked like they were maybe in position to pull it off again. Where did things go awry there late third, early fourth quarter?
Yeah, once upon a time, believe it or not, this game was tied 65-65 in the latter part of the third, and you thought it was going to be a game moving forward. I thought the Pacers offense definitely stalled inability to create open looks, and when you did get them, they didn't go for you. And Jimmy Butler took over the game. They put the ball in his hands either with his back to the basket or he got into his pick and roll situation. He was either scoring or finding a teammate at the rim for 2.
And when he wasn't scoring or finding a teammate at the rim, he was getting to the free throw line. In fact, the Warriors got there 37 times compared to just 11 for the Pacers. But you're seeing Jimmy Butler without Steph Curry. You knew he would do a lot of things for Steve Kerr tonight.
He got a little bit more aggressive in the second quarter, and in the third quarter, again, that's where he really started to impose his will on this game. He handled the ball just about every single possession to get something good for the Pacers. And this is something he's done throughout his career. He gets to the free throw line with the best of them. We've seen him do it even more so than what he did here tonight, but just overall took it over in the third.
Yeah, it wasn't actually a prototypical Jimmy Butler free throw line night, but it was the rest of his teammates who maybe they're learning from him.
Well, listen, it's been an ongoing issue here for the Pacers, also chasing the basketball around the floor. So really reactionary and not being proactive in terms of trying to control the basketball on the perimeter. When you're out of position, oftentimes you end up fouling.
You saw those leading scores for the Pacers. It's just so rare to see 14 as a high scoring player for a team. Really, in the NBA, that was Andrew Nembhard. Much more still to come. We'll break down what we saw. A little bit later, we'll hear from head coach Rick Carlisle on the FanDuel Sports Network. The Warriors have not lost in this building this season. They are 5-0 at home. The Pacers have yet to experience success away from Gainbridge Fieldhouse. They are 0-5 on the road. This is a tough back-to-back because both the Nuggets and the Warriors are undefeated at home this season. And obviously they are teams with legitimate championship aspirations. The Pacers, meanwhile, shorthanded and really just trying to figure things out and get through this rough patch of the season.
Yeah, and it's difficult to contend with, not only with just the injuries and those types of things, but essentially on a nightly basis, you may have a different starting lineup. You have other guys coming out. You have other guys going in. So just trying to find some sort of continuity and rhythm that also plays a huge role in what you do offensively.
All that being said, I'm still surprised to see that final margin because this is a game that really felt like it was there for the taking in the third quarter. Let's go back early on, and both teams were really struggling offensively. Low scoring. At one point, late first quarter, the score was 14-13. Both teams did get above 20 after one. Monte Morris, the Pacers, scoring threat early. Then Jimmy Butler with the putback. This is one of those nights where when the shots aren't falling, you just got to have those extra effort plays. Butler did right there. It was 23-21. Warriors after one. Pacers in the second quarter just hanging around. That's Jay Huff. But a late second quarter run where the Warriors scored 11 straight points. Jimmy Butler and company up 7 at halftime.
Yeah, they just pushed the right buttons and knew when to go to put it in a different gear. Jimmy Butler was at the head of that the entire night.
Early third quarter, felt like the Pacers could not miss from outside the arc. Finally, the shots started to fall, and you thought maybe it could be a Pacers kind of night. Jay Huff, 2 or 3 of those in that third quarter. But then Golden State, as mentioned, this run really put the game out of reach late third quarter.
Offense stalls. Jimmy Butler led team here. They continue to get it going offensively, getting into the paint, 3-point shots, just about anything. And then the turnovers started to become an issue as well for the Pacers.
The Moses Moody 3 and the foul right in front of Steph Curry was a play you'd expect from Steph Curry. And again, that was painful. And then really the fourth quarter was a little bit tough to watch, tough to take. Turned into a blowout in San Francisco. Final stats, not going to win a lot of games, shooting 34% from the field. Again, late third quarter, both teams were under 35%. It was the Warriors who caught fire, finishing 43%. We touched on the free throws. And again, turnovers haven't been a big problem through the first 10 games of the season, but tonight, 22-10, you can't win on the road against a good team with that number.
Yeah, just overall offensive inefficiency in a variety of ways. Right now, tonight, the Pacers' best offense was Andrew Nembhard trying to get into the paint, whether either get a shot for himself or a teammate. Monte Morris, I thought he did the same. He did some nice things off the bench. They also had 14 offensive rebounds. So those three aspects, or those three different approaches to offense, that was the best opportunity they had. It wasn't great ball movement and just not able to find open looks on the perimeter.
And the good news, if there is any to think about right now, is Tuesday you'll probably get Pascal Siakam and Aaron Nesmith back. And as Chris and Quinn mentioned, P.J. McConnell, Benedict Mathurin, those two players sooner rather than later. So that is the glass half full approach. The final buzzer can sound, then watch the postgame show, and then download the condensed game. Our Madison Jewelers defensive gem just before halftime. The Warriors got a good look considering the circumstances, Eddie, but Jarris Walker was there for the block.
Yeah, I like the execution there. Just a great pass, but Jarris Walker, understanding the time is running out. Jimmy Butler has no other thing to do but turn and shoot that great block shot.
Jarris Walker's seventh start this season. That was more than he had in his first 2 years combined. Still trying to kind of make a breakthrough performance. Maybe that will come on Tuesday in Utah. Time now to hear the post-game comments from Indiana head coach Rick Carlisle.
Yeah, first three quarters, that's who we got to be. Sticky defense, tied together, making tough plays on the floor, rebounding the ball well, stuff like that. The free throw line hurt us, obviously, but we were fighting. And then the fourth quarter, it just got away from us, and we've got to avoid that kind of thing. We worked too hard for three quarters to give up 39 in the fourth.
How have you seen Jeremiah and Cody just add to that defensive toughness? It seemed like they're already taking on big assignments when they come into the game. Just what have you liked about what you've seen them do?
They're both pros. They're both mature. They bring a physicality. They bring a knowledge of the game. And both of them are guys that like to take on tough challenges.
Just how difficult was the offensive challenge, considering just what all you were missing, all the firepower that you didn't have, and had to figure that out on the fly?
Well, we had an even game. I don't know what it might have been 65 all.
Yeah.
And then they had a spurt, and I don't remember the exact sequence, but that's when things got very tough. But look, we did a lot of really good things up to that point. And so we've got to build on positives right now. We got to find positives. We've got to show positives. And we've got to stay in the fight. It's a very difficult stretch of games, a lot of travel, all that kind of stuff, every excuse in the world. But this is a time that we can really become closer together if we fight together.
What's impressed you about Andrew in game two, and also what have you thought about the way Monte's played? He obviously got 8 points early. What would you like about how he operated?
Yeah, Monte Morris is a good player. He's a veteran. He has moxie. He has basketball IQ, experience, all that kind of stuff. I thought he and Drew played well together tonight. Would have liked to have played them together more, but the minutes distribution made it tough. But yeah, and look, I've been pleasantly surprised. Drew's conditioning looks very good. I expected it to be good considering, but in altitude last night did very well. Playing I think 33 minutes, and then just decided to get him out when he was at around 30 tonight because the game had kind of gone the other way, and you don't want to do too much, put him in a position where he's doing too much too soon. So he's getting some rhythm. He's doing what he does, which is playing tough and smart, and he's important to us, obviously.
What do you feel like you guys did?
That was Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle. Eddie, what are you looking forward to Tuesday night in Salt Lake City?
I think he called it. You got to stick together. I can tell you what's not going to happen. The NBA will not pause the schedule while they try to get healthy. So you got to go out there and continue to stay in the fight, as you mentioned, work together, try to figure out ways to create some continuity sooner than later.
Pacers should have more firepower in that starting lineup tomorrow than maybe they've had since opening night. We'll be on the air with Pacers Live pregame at 8:30 from Utah. Pacers and Jazz, hope your week gets off to a good start tomorrow.